morning, Berlin. As you can tell, we have this marvelous new set, handcrafted by the finest Germans of the land. Piano, fireplace. It is That's not the only thing we are thankful for having today. Might I introduce our guest, Parteikanzlei Konstantine von Ruge-Eckerman. Konstantine, it's great for you to have on the show today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite good. Especially this kind of weather, it's quite nice.
Yes, I am very grateful for the weather. It's bright, sunny, all the things you can hope for is wonderful. Alright, I have a few questions for you now. First one is, can you explain the difference between party and government?
Well, it all goes back to something I've been told by a friend of mine. It makes a lot of sense, really. It's just that, in the sense of what the party does, the party makes outlines and makes things that it wants everyone to follow, and then the government makes sure it's enforced and they follow it. It's almost as though someone's drawing a picture, but the government is coloring in the lines.
What are some examples of this?
Well, one could be that I personally could write some piece of legislation for a specific group or a department that I want to follow, and with that, the ministries or people who head the different ministries, such as the SS, would make sure it's enforced.
So, what is your job before you receive such an honorary position as yourself?
Yes, I was the head of the committee for party loyalty inquiry.
What did they do there?
Committee would stand by for an investigation, and once the party saw it necessary for some sort of department or anything to be investigated, we would go further into it, look into it, have investigators write documents, and if needed, we'd have a court trial to either remove people who weren't doing their job in that department, or simply write things that would otherwise make them do their job better.
Sounds eventful. A lot of work. You've earned your position, surely. Would you say that you have fun doing as a job?
Well, I would not say that I have fun all the time, but in this great government and system that we have now, I think it brings me a lot of amusement. I think that, in turn of what I am, is very important, although I still do have fun in terms of the things that I do. I find some things fun, but overall, work is work, especially for the citizens.
Do you get along similar during work?
Yes, I find that even though Himmler has taken such a big job and such a big thing to run a country as great as ours, that cooperation overall is something that's a must-be. And I would say that overall I was on pretty good terms with him before he was put into office. And I could say that he could even be a friend of mine.
Do you have any family back at home? Any kids, a wife?
I have a brother and also my mother. My father sadly passed away a couple years back.
Sorry for your loss. So just to reiterate, there's no wife, yes?
At the moment, no, I'm afraid.
Do you have any plans?
I think that when the time is right, the femoid I could find could hopefully settle me down. Although, this work is, quite tending to my life. It takes a lot of attention to it.
Do you get any personal guards? Because I saw you walk in here with just yourself.
Indeed, I have no guards, because the thing is, I have a lot of, confidence in not only the Ordnung Polizei, but also the SS to hopefully keep our streets nice and clean from anything like, contraband, per se. And I think that, in turn of having guards, it sometimes destroys the purpose, simply due to the fact that people might see you as an easy target, or might at least know that you may be important in a way if you have guards guarding you.
Yes, I can definitely see that. We are aware that you worked with both Bormann and Hitler. Were you saddened by their departures?
Yes, they are both very interesting individuals in the way that they think, and also the way that they work. Overall, I'm pretty grateful for the things that they've done, and the fact that they can offer me a position that I have today. I think I really do owe a big thanks to them.
Anyway, before we conclude, would you like to say anything else? Anything to, German Reich? Anything at all?
Even though that we may have gone under new leadership and it's been quite a while, I know that some are still hesitant to take a part in this leadership, but I can assure you that in terms of both the party and the government, and to the glorious person that's currently leading our country, everything is doing it so in its power to make sure that everyone either has a job, has money, or can be doing what they need to be in our Reichstag. And I appreciate that everyone does in fact do their jobs, and I applaud you.
Thank you. No, actually, I take back what I said. We're not concluding just yet. We have a surprise guest in our midst. Might to introduce General Admiral Henrik Schwie.
Hello.
Big honor.
It's good to be here. It's an honor.
Yes. So, General Admiral, what do you do in the OKM?
Well, in the OKM, I'm the Chief of Staff. We deal with the logistics and really all the paperwork and management of our fleet, our glorious Kriegsmarine that will fight off the British and make sure that we can retake all of France. In fact, just the other week, a report came across my desk. One of our U-boats sunk a British battleship that was supporting the land or the supply routes in France.
That sounds like a very dangerous task. Did any of you get injured in this?
No, it was from what I read from the report, it was no casualties for us. But of course, the seas are dangerous. We sit in here in our buildings, but it's really the men who are on the ships, sailing, doing the work,
We are very grateful for you. Do such a great job. Seeing that we're talking about battleships currently, do you command any? And if you do,
I personally, well, I've been the commandant of a battleship in the past, and I can tell you it is very fun. These times of war. It may be fun, but there's a lot of danger associated with it. However, it's the Kriegsmarine. A lot of our ships are going to be safe because they're built by German tools made of German steel, designed by our Germans.
Yes. Now I'm just gonna add this real quick. I know you said that sunk a German battleship, but apart from that.
Oh, not me personally. Our men did.
Yes. How is, actually, I should say, the war effort going currently for...
Well, we're certainly giving for. You know, the Royal Navy has always been the strongest navy, and for us to stand up against them, it's a hard thing. But I think with the spirit and the leadership of our current Führer, we can restore ourselves to greatness.
Yes. Now I see you have a cutlass on your waist. What is the purpose?
That is correct.
Such an obsolete weapon.
It's tradition. It's tradition, and the Kriegs respect tradition. So the captains of old had their trusty cutlass with them, just in case. And now it's used in ceremonial use, say on the parade line. So instead of a normal salute, we'd salute with a cutlass.
Yes. Have you ever had to put that cutlass to work before? Was there ever a need?
Well, not this one. When I was a younger man, during the First War, there was a situation which I won't go into where I did need to use a cutlass, but not this one. This one's much too nice and much too ceremonial.
Yes. It does look that way. Would you say that you are a family man?
I mean, I devote my time to the Reich and to the military, and I would say that my family lies within the Reich, more so than any individual.
Well said, well said. So I see you spend a lot of time at war. Have you ever gotten a chance to meet a new Führer?
Yes, I have met him on quite a few occasions, actually.
Would you care to explain some of these interactions with him?
Oh, well, our Grand Admiral is, out of town sometime, and if need be, if there's a big event, or even if there's just a regular old meeting, I'll go and sit in at that meeting and speak with the Führer on naval matters. So, yeah.
How did the OKM handle the transfer of power from Hitler to Führer Himmler?
That's all I'll say for that.
All right. Before we conclude, would you like anything to add? Anything to say for Germans that are watching? To our Reich officials?
I think that we can win this war if we all pull together under the leadership of our great Führer, Heinrich Himmler. And I think we can do it by Christmas.
Alright. Big thanks for you both to be on our show today on this wonderful new set. Afraid we are concluding. Have a great night. This is your host, Otto Hardt, signing out.